Hi, boys and girls. It's Mr. Pearl again. And I'm so excited to be here because by now you should have listened to me read this book, The Judgmental Flower. Okay. And remember that this book really taught us that even though sometimes people can look different or act different, that it's those differences that make for the best friends. And just because people look different, or sometimes act different, doesn't mean that we shouldn't take a chance and talk with them and get to learn about them. And most often than not, those people will become some of our closest friends. Okay? So this book taught us all about that and all about things that can make people friends. So today, I believe that you're going to be working on an activity. It's a flower, and in the center of the flower, it says, how can I be a good friend? And there are 6 petals on that flower. And on each of those petals, I want you to write one way that you can be a good friend. Now, I'm going to show you the 6 things that I wrote on my petal, okay? And then I'll show you a little bit more after that. So this is what you should have got. And it says in the center, how can I be a good friend? And it says by, and on this I put my name, Mr. Pearl, and I want you to make sure that you put your name because I want to have all of these flowers all throughout the building, okay? Because Norwood is the best, most friendliest building in the whole world, the most friendliest school. And I know that because all of you are such good girls and boys, okay? So let's talk about some of the things that I wrote on my flower petals. I wrote, how I can be a good friend. One way is to listen to others. You have to listen to learn about them, right? Another way is to share with others. If you want friends, you have to be willing to share. Sometimes you might want to share a basketball outside on the playground. Sometimes you might want to share your pencils or crayons when you're in class working on a project. Sometimes you might want to share things that you're thinking. Okay? So sharing is a good way to be a good friend. Another way is to be kind, right? Being kind. That's how you make friends and that's how you keep friends. Okay? Remember, being helpful to other people. Then I also wrote being patient, right? Sometimes we want things to get done very quickly, and sometimes we lose our patience, right? Like in the other book that we read about the soda pop head, right? Remember when the boy, he sometimes got so mad so quick that he became so angry. But we have to learn to be patient, okay? Especially patient with other people and the boys and girls that are in our classroom or at recess with us. And another way that I put was to be accepting. To be accepting means to be able to talk with and be friends with people who don't look or necessarily act just like you. Okay? So these are my ways that I think that, you know, people should be in order to be a good friend. Now, some of these you might agree with, some of these you might put on your flower petals, but when I see everybody's flower petals hanging up, I know you have your own ideas on what it is to be a good friend. Okay? Now, I have to show you something special because this was my original flower. And then what you're going to have to do after you write your 6 ways of being a good friend, then I want you to be creative. Decorate it. So let me show you mine. I colored mine in, and it looks so much better, if I might say so myself. All right? And once you color it in, then you're going to need to take a scissor, okay? And I'm going to cut mine out. So if you want to watch me do it, I'll show you. Very carefully cut out your flower because these are going to be displayed all throughout the building when our visiting author, our special guest, Julia Cook, comes. And I know I'm going to be so proud to show her the hallways of Norwood with all of my wonderful creative students and their artwork and their understanding of what makes a good friend. Okay? Mr. Pearl's almost done cutting this out, and then I'll show it to you. Don't worry if you don't cut it perfectly. Mr. Pearl's had many years of practice of cutting. So you'll get there too one day. But just cut it out the best that you can. All right? Almost done. Here we go. And there's my How Can I Be a Good Friend flower. And it's got all the reasons why I think people can be good friends, okay, if they do these things. But you're going to have other things too. So write your own things. But if one of these or two of these you agree with, you might want to put them on your flower too. Okay? And let's make them beautiful and decorate them and let them come from your heart. Okay? So when Julia Cook comes, she will see what wonderful, wonderful boys and girls go to Norwood. Okay? Boys and girls, have fun with your activity, and I'll see them all around the building. Okay, bye-bye.